expansion of our current public safety program. It's something that I've talked to you about before. A couple of years ago, we did receive a $3 million appropriation. We've mentioned to you that we have a problem in the state of Florida and that we have a lot of natural disasters. But what happens is that once these natural disasters occur, we bring in all different levels of professionals from different agencies, and they've never trained together. This facility will allow them an opportunity to actually do kind of urban search and rescue training so that when these natural disasters occur, they will have already kind of, they will know the same language, they'll be able to respond much faster. This is something where we previously received a $3 million appropriation in 2023. We skipped a year and did not receive anything in the next budget, and so we're hoping to come back and ask for the balance of the project, which is $8.2 million. This is something that we've been in conversation with the CFO about for the state, Mr. Petronas, as well as with Director Guthrie from Emergency Management Services. Because in the state of Florida, we don't have anything like this. In fact, the thing that's closest like this is in Texas. And so we're sending people from Florida to Texas to train so they can be ready for this emergency response training, for training for these disasters. And so we're looking for your support for this. We think it's something that will be great for our community and that will bring in folks from other parts of the country to train here, but also something that would be great for our students here, because in addition to the regular training for public safety, they also will get the urban search and rescue training. Again, we're looking to expand our transportation technology center. Right now, we were very fortunate in that we actually received appropriation from the federal government through the work of Congresswoman Lois Frankel, and that we have our current automotive repair program that's for traditional vehicles, but we're expanding to electric vehicles. And we knew that when we received the appropriation from the feds that we would need additional dollars. And so in order to actually expand this to be as useful as necessary and to accommodate the changes within the country right now, we're looking for $2.2 million for our transportation technology expansion project. And then finally, for construction services technology, that is that we understand that part of the growth in this county is through just more buildings. And one opportunity for our citizens who live here and want to stay here to actually have an opportunity for jobs is through construction type jobs. And so we want to expand our construction program to respond to that. I think many of you have heard me say before that I'm excited about the economic development that we're experiencing in Palm Beach County, but so much of it is based upon this idea that they're going to bring in other people to take those jobs. I feel a certain responsibility to take care of the people who are from here, who want to stay here, and finding opportunities for them with jobs and this expansion and growth. So expanding our construction services technology program will provide that opportunity for them. It is an interdisciplinary program so that you're actually training with, carpenters, electricians, plumbers, those who may traditionally train separately. They will come together and train together so that they can be kind of in a situation that's very similar to what they would have in a natural job site. And so I know that there's a big push for workforce in our community or in our state, and so these are three programs that certainly respond to that. On the back side of your sheet, I'm speaking as quickly as I can, I actually would like to bring your attention to an ask from the Florida college system. As you're aware, there are 28 colleges in the Florida college system, and we come together for our legislative budget requests. Unfortunately, last year we did not receive any additional appropriation for the whole Florida college system, which was pretty tough for us. We did receive this wonderful opportunity to participate in the health care program for the state of Florida, so all of our employees transition over, and that is a great thing. We've asked for that for many years and so pleased for the opportunity. But we received a goose egg in the budget in that we did not receive any additional appropriations to go with that. And that was hard because we knew that it would be an additional $80 million for to make the changeover, and we thought that we would receive that, and it was vetoed. So this year, what we're looking to do is that we have a $200 million recurring request for our program fund. I know a lot of people say, well, gosh, that sounds like a lot of money, but it's 28 colleges. So often in our university system, one college can receive as much as $80 million to $100 million. And here we are serving so many more Floridians and providing so much of a greater service for our state. And so we're looking this year for a $200 million appropriation. You know, it supports the state's vision for improving workforce. And also, I can tell you that when we've gotten more money, we also produce more jobs and more graduates for our state. And so you'll be hearing a lot more about that. I didn't want you to be surprised when my colleagues from across the state come knocking, particularly at your door, Senator Harrell, to talk about the appropriations for our system. I want you to hear from me first that it really is a great need for us. And we have shown and we've proven that when you invest in us, that we actually produce students. Our enrollment has gone up, our completion rates have gone up, and actually putting folks in jobs has gone up because of the work of the Florida college system. And, oh great, so got it. Am I operating this or is someone else operating this? I am? Abby, I need you to help me to get to where I should be, unfortunately. So I wanted to start there so you're aware of the legislative budget request. And just a few slides so you know what's happening at the college very quickly. Thank you. So mission and vision, I'm sure you guys are aware of that. We're the economic and social growth of our community and global workforce through innovative, high-quality learning experiences that transform students' lives. And we want to be our community's first choice college, and we commit to every learner's success. Got it. I know that for many of you, this may be the first time that you've actually visited with us. So we're the first public college in the state. We have 5 campuses: Boca, Belglade, Lake Worth, Waxahachie Groves, and Palm Beach Gardens, over 130 programs. Just under 40,000 students. I think you'd be interested to see that right now our largest demographic is Hispanic. So 36% Hispanic, 29% Black, 25% white, and we have over 160,000 alumni. On this campus, you guys, I hope will have an opportunity to tour our new dental and medical services technology building. And I know I'm talking really, really fast, but I want to slow down on this to say thank you. We have this opportunity with this extra building because of the generosity of the legislature, and mainly because of the leadership of many of you and those who've come before you. I just want to say thank you for standing in the gap for Palm Beach State College and giving us this opportunity to provide this additional service to our community. So we'll be transferring our dental program, which is dental hygienists, dental assistants, to what is now going to become the central part of the county. As you're aware that in this program, we do provide opportunities for low-income residents to have free dental services. We think that's such a big, important part of what we can do for our community, but something we could not do but for you. So know that we'll be sending you an invitation to the ribbon cutting soon. You'll see we're almost there. We're planning to offer classes there in the fall of 2025. As over 83,000 square feet, is fully equipped dental clinics, surge tech, and science labs. This campus was great, but there were no in-person science labs, but because of your generosity, we have that now. And again, it's dental hygiene, dental assisting, and surge tech programs. Something else I hope you've heard about is the Big Tomorrow Sports Partnership that we have on the Palm Beach Gardens campus. We have a ground lease with Tomorrow Sports to build the SoFi Center, which the first match is going to be on January the 7th of 2025. Keep in mind that this is a great technology opportunity for the college and our students. We already have internships there. We have students who've been able to really expand their opportunities in technology because of this partnership. It's an interactive golf league. It really is founded by Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. As I said, the first match is January the 7th. It's going to be broadcast live from Palm Beach County on ESPN to over 60 countries. This is something that we think is going to not just make a difference for the college, not just make a difference for my students, but it's going to make a difference for the whole county. I'm hoping that you all will have an opportunity to go and experience the new facility. If you have any interest, please let me know. We will be inviting you, if you're interested, to the the first match on January 7th. It's at 9 p.m. But we have 11 weeks of different matches on Tuesday evenings with the idea that they want to bring golf, or 19 holes of golf, to television in 2 hours. So we look forward to the opportunity. And if you're interested in just touring the facility, please also let us know. We can try to arrange that for you as well. But we're so close to opening, we'd love for you to come to one of the early matches. This is the SoFi Center. It's 250,000 square feet, and it will host the inaugural season and the inaugural game on January 7th of 2025. This is Panther Plaza. I hope that you will come to our Lake Worth campus. We've done a facelift to our 6th Avenue. For the whole 9 years I've been at the college, I've wanted a Panther sculpture. We finally have one. It's been amazing to watch our students just bond to it, and it really is a tradition that's associated with colleges and universities that we're so happy to have there. So I invite you to come and be a part of this experience. We searched the country for folks who could provide this sculpture for us. Found local artists right here in West Palm Beach, Luis Montoya and Leslie Ortiz, and they did an amazing job. Really embodies the heart and spirit of our institution. We had a great commencement in fall 2024 with over 1,800 graduates. So happy that we had Congressman Brian Mass as well as Representative Peggy Gossett-Simon as our speakers for both of those commencements. I've talked about our legislative priorities. I've talked about the Florida college system. Most important, I'm just happy to have you here. Apologize for the technical difficulties, but so glad we got those screens working. And know that not only am I here to ask for things, but I'm also here to be a partner with you. We're up in Tallahassee all the time. Certainly we want what you want. If you're going to bring something really good to our community, we want to be a part of that advocacy with you, and know that I'm just so excited to be a partner with you and looking forward to the legislative session for March of 2025. So thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and welcome.
Thank you, President Parker. Delegation members, would you please introduce yourselves? Stop in. And staff.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Javante Edmonds, and I'm proud to serve House District 88, which covers Lake Park, Riviera Beach, West Palm Beach, Mangonia Park, and Royal Palm Beach. Here with me is my legislative assistant, Graham Wise, who's in the back. You could just wave. And my district assistant is somewhere, Ms. Cruz. Thank you so much for having me here, and I would like to wish everybody a happy holiday.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tina Polsky, State Senate District 30. I've represented a lot of this area, but now I only represent Boca Raton in Palm Beach, and then I go into Broward. I have with me my Chief of Staff, Shana Cohen, and luckily we have our whole staff coming back for the next session. Feel very blessed to have that, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having us, President Parker, and look forward to a productive meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and welcome to my district. You are actually in my district. I go from Southern all the way up through St. Lucie County, so it is a very large district. I have everything north of Southern, and if you go out to the lake, if you go east at the Turnpike, you go north to North Lake, and then you go east again to Military Trail, and then you go north again to Palm Beach Gardens Boulevard. So it is kind of a stair step. You are in the furthest southern part of my district right now. And then I go all the way up to Port St. Lucie, all of Martin County and about a third of St. Lucie County. So a very large district, and I am delighted to represent you here. I'm State Senator Gail Harrell, District 31. And I also look forward to working with President Parker. I have the honor this year of being the chair of higher education. So we're going to have many conversations, I can tell you. And delighted to be here, and happy holidays to everyone.
Good morning. My name is Deborah Tendridge, and I'm your state representative for District 89. My district covers Lake Worth, Lake Clark Shores, Palm Springs, Green Acres, Atlantis, and a little bit of West Palm and Lantana. Here with me today is my district aide, Audrey Piedra, if you could raise your hand, and also Joey Ippolit, and he's my legislative aide, and I'm happy to be here at my first delegation.
I need to introduce them. And excuse me, I do want to make one further introduction. I do have two of my aides with me. Karen Sweeney, where are you, Karen? Way in the back here. And she handles all my policy area legislation. And then Carrie Lira right next to her, and she handles all the budget requests and financial area. So if you are looking for money, see Carrie. If you're looking for policy, see Karen. And Ann Baldock is my district aide, and she is holding down the fort in Stewart.
Senator?
Good morning. My name is Mac Bernard, Senator for District 24. My district starts, covers Palm Beach Gardens all the way down to the Sandcastle Boynton Beach line. I've been a senator for about a couple of weeks, so, but I don't have an office yet, but I have my legislative aide, Devonique Taylor, who's here. So really happy to be here, but I will have to leave early because I have an appointment and I cannot reschedule until after session. So this is the only time that I can do it. So sorry that I will have to leave. Thank you.
Good morning, Meg Weinberger, District 94. This is, we're actually in my district. I am honored to serve. This is also my first official delegation meeting. I'm here with my district aide, Lex Salerno. She's in the back. And thank you for hosting Palm Beach State College. Look forward to working with you guys as well and your staff.
Good morning. I'm Kelly Skidmore. I represent District 92, which is parts of Boca Raton, Delray Beach, and Boynton Beach, all unincorporated. I have no municipality. Sorry, League of Cities. Great to be here. Happy to be with my colleagues. My two aides are probably somewhere between Coral Springs and here. Most of you know Dr. Gwen Gonzalez, my legislative aide, and Amy Chamberlain, my district aide, and they will be here at some point, I think, Mr. Chair. And with permission, Mr. Chair, I think we were supposed to watch a video from Palm Beach State. I didn't think we didn't get that started. Okay, thank you. Good to see you all.
I'm Joe Casello. District 90 encompasses the cities of Boynton Beach and Delray Beach. Goes from Hypoluxo to Military down to the Boca Raton line to Barrier Islands. Thank you, President Parker. You got a video you want to show of my, excuse me, my aides is legislative aide is Christy Friendly, and my district aide is Brian Bees. Raise your hands. Thank you. President Parker, you may.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I did forget this one final thing that I think will actually tie a bow on the presentation I just provided.
Thank you.
That was really good, right?
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair. Really quick, I just want to commend Dr., President, Attorney Ava Parker. You have done a phenomenal job with your AA programs, with your trade, finding niche programs to make high earning impact for our students. You have done a phenomenal job across the board from the Glades to the coast. So I just want to commend you on all your hard work, and you've done a phenomenal job. Please give her a round of applause.
I'd like to add that, if I may, I appreciate your one-on-one with us, coming into the district offices and talking this issues on a personal basis. And I get great pleasure listening to you, knowledge-wise, and good news, I just recently got appointed to the Appropriations Committee, so you have friends up in Tallahassee. Thank you. All right. If there is anyone wishing to address the delegation during the public comment section of today's agenda, if time allows, please fill out the blue request form and provide it to Carrie Honor, Ingram, with the delegation office. Ask Carrie. All right. The local bill hearing will be held Wednesday, January 8th, 2025 at the Kaiser University Flagship Campus Student Life Center, 2600 North Military Trail, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33409. If you have any local bill questions, please contact Victoria Nolan in the delegation office. Is there any additional announcements? Oh, today's meeting is being live streamed on a legislative delegation Facebook page, and replays of today's meeting will be shown on PBC TV, which is available on Comcast Channel 20, AT&T Channel 99, and streamed 24/7 on the county's website, pbcgov.com. Members, do you have any announcements you'd like to share today? Seeing none, I'd like to introduce our first constitutional officer, former State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg. Dave?
Well, good morning. Good morning. I am not former yet. I am not a has-been yet. I'm working on that. I still have 2.5 more weeks on the job, but who's counting? I'm Dave Ehrenberg, State Attorney for Palm Beach County. I'm joined by the State Attorney-elect for Palm Beach County, Alexia Cox. And yes, I noticed she got more applause than I did, and rightly so. And Al Johnson, Chief Assistant State Attorney. Al, come on up here if you could. Al has done an amazing job. I'm going to talk about him in a minute. Alexia Cox, Deputy Chief Assistant State Attorney, part of our leadership team. And first off, I want to congratulate newly elected members of the delegation and congratulate you for being reelected. We have been working together for some time now. And this is my farewell, my last meeting as state attorney. Although I'm leaving this job after 12 years, 3 terms, I'm not saying goodbye to the community. I'm going to stay active, stay involved. So you'll still have me to kick around for a while. I still want to be very involved in the community that we love. I want to also recognize Dr. Parker and thank Palm Beach State College for hosting us today. I was a state senator. I was there with you, sitting up there. Yeah. And after 8 years, then I went to the Attorney General's office, worked for Attorney General Pam Bondi as her drug czar. So we cleaned up the pill mills. You remember those things? And then as state attorney for the past 12 years, we decided to take on the drug treatment scams, the rogue sober homes that were killing people. People were coming down here from all across the country trying to get well, and instead they'd leave in an ambulance or a body bag. It was a scandal, and our laws did not keep up with what was happening. And the reason we went after this problem is we heard from the community that this was killing people, and it was. There were people dying because they had good insurance and they were being manipulated through what's called the Florida Shuffle. And I went to this body, the legislative delegation, and said, can you help us pass some new laws? And you did. You went to the state, and in a bipartisan fashion, we know who you are. I don't want to call anyone out Senator Harold, but we know how helpful you guys have been. You went up there, and then it was Representative Broder, Jason Broder, who was the chair of a committee, and said that this was not a statewide issue, this was a county issue, so let State Attorney Ehrenberg handle it. And I said, okay, because I knew Representative Broder. I said, okay, send us some resources, and we'll do it. And you went up there and you asked for $250,000. You got $275,000, and then it was on. We formed 3 task forces under the leadership of Al Johnson. We had the task force to go after these rogue sober homes and treatment centers, put some handcuffs on people. We had 2 other task forces, the stakeholder task force, we called it Proviso Task Force, and we had all these individuals, leaders of agencies on it to come up with new laws. And then we had such an interest in the community to do something about this that we created a separate task force, the community task force. We had to cap it at 40 people. With those 3 task forces, the enforcement side of the task force have made, since October 2016, 121 arrests, 111 convictions. We have cleaned up the industry. We have cleaned up the rogue sober homes. We have now made Palm Beach County the model for the rest of the country when it comes to the drug treatment industry. And we couldn't have done it without you, because the other task forces came up with the legislation we needed. We needed the teeth. And now our laws are the best in the country. That's because we work together in a bipartisan way. And even if it was bipartisan and unanimous, you know how hard it is to get a bill passed to the legislature? Well, you did it. We did it together. I will be eternally grateful, because there is nothing better, I think, than when you look back and you can say that there are people who are alive today because of the actions that we all took. There are families who are not grieving for the loss of their loved ones because of the actions that we took. That government, when done right, can really make a difference. And that is the perfect example. Just so one final thing, and then I'll just recognize my successor here to say a few words. But one of the reasons why people come to our community, I think, is because people understand we live in a safe community. People in other communities don't necessarily feel the same way we do. I mean, if you go to some big cities, you go into a drugstore and you try to buy soap, it's locked behind a glass counter, a glass window. It's so demoralizing. It's not a coincidence that we live in a safe community. It's because of our strong working relationship with law enforcement. It's because we prosecute crime. I know it's crazy, but we're a prosecutor's office that believes in prosecuting crime. But we do so fairly, we do so based on the evidence and the law, not based on politics. And I think that's the lasting legacy that I'd like to leave to the community. And I know that our community is in good hands, because the person that was elected to succeed me has been a leader in our office. She's a 18-year prosecutor. She is up for the task. She will take our office to the next level. So I want to say thank you. I want to say congratulations, Representative Weinberger, for your election. And I know you're going to take care of our fur babies, because that's your passion, just like it has been for mine. But when it comes to saving lives, we couldn't have done it without this group, without the whole community coming together. It has been an honor of a lifetime to be your state attorney. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Happy holidays. I first want to thank Dave Ehrenberg again for his support, his leadership, his mentorship, and his friendship. He's been a wonderful boss for the past 12 years, and I'm going to miss him. Although people ask me if I'm replacing him, I say you can't replace someone like Dave Ehrenberg, but I am very proud and honored to have the opportunity to succeed him and continue the great work that we've been doing in the office and for our community. I want to thank each and every one of you for your leadership in public service. You know, I often say that public service requires private sacrifice, and I'm learning that, and I just want to thank you for your leadership. I look forward to working with you and partnering with you, because there are a lot of things, and when we talk about public safety, that I would like to see happen in our community as well as my office. So I will be in Tallahassee, making sure that you know me, you hear from me, and that we can partner to make our community even safer than we know it already is. For those who don't know me, again, my name is Alexia Cox, and I'm proud to be your state attorney-elect. I have lived in Palm Beach County my entire life. This is the place that I call home. I graduated from Suncoast High School, so my mission in protecting the people of Palm Beach County and keeping our community safe, it's a personal one. It's not just about a job. It's something that I feel personally accountable to this community that has raised me, and an office that I have grown and that developed me into the leader that I am. I've been there, as Dave mentioned, for almost 2 decades. So to have the opportunity to lead the work of the office that I love in the community that I love, with people that I love and respect, it means the world to me. So I just want to say congratulations to each of you on your elections and re-elections, and thank you for this opportunity for me to speak. I look forward to, again, seeing you all and seeing what we can do together as a team to keep our community the safest place for all to live, work, play, and raise our families. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, that's it. And also, congratulations, Representative Tendrick. Excited to work with you. This is wonderful. After being 8 years as a state senator, I encourage you all to consider becoming a constitutional officer one day. It's the best gig in the world. So, thank you, guys.
Does Al want to say a few words?
Al? Okay.
Well, everybody stole my thunder in terms of thank yous, but I do want to shout out to Senator Harrell, Representative Caruso. We've had a great 8 years, and I will say we've passed legislation in 7 of the 8 years. And that's one of the reasons why Florida is copied, is emulated across the country. I get calls all the time from California, Arizona, North Carolina. You know, how do we clean up what's going on here? And it's kind of like deja vu for me. I'm going to get PTSD because it was so bad a decade ago. I do want to say we're a cog in the wheel, we meaning the State Attorney's Office and the State Attorney Addiction Recovery Task Force, is a cog in the wheel that has advanced behavioral health and the opioid overdose death rate. I just got new numbers from the medical examiner. In 22, we dropped 14%. In 23, we dropped an additional 6%. It is looking like we're going to be between 20 and 30% down from last year in 2024. That's amazing. I mean, national numbers are nowhere near that, 10% maybe. So this is thanks to you and you new representatives. You will hopefully back some of the legislation that we send through our partners, Senator Harrell and Representative Caruso. So the meat on the bones, a glitch. There's the 2 proposals. There's a glitch statute that kind of, we have a level 4 recovery residence, which is the highest level. People are in intensive forms of outpatient treatment. Those recovery residences don't like to pay a little extra money for the oversight that's required because of our legislation over the past 8 years. And so they found loopholes, which we are closing. Just a word here and a word there. Where if you are housing people who are in intensive outpatient programs, you need to have the proper oversight in the house. So you have to have that level of FAR, Florida Association of Recovery Residences, of FAR certification, 1. Number 2, it's about time for managing entity recovery residences, the ones that contract with the managing entity. It's about time for them to become certified. And FAR has said, you know what, they've been saying we don't want to pay the money. That's fine. FAR is going to do it for free. So that's the second piece in the glitch legislation, which is to remove the exemption. You know, the managing entity already requires certification for vouchers if they're going to give vouchers for people who can't afford to live while they're in treatment. So this just follows suit, and our managing entity, Ann Berner, was very much in favor of it, as well as the task force and the Florida Behavioral Health Association. They thought that this was fine. The heavy lift is going to be Chapter 419, which is the site requirements for community residences, not just recovery residences, but any residence that houses people with disabilities that emulate a family. We're way behind. We're 40 years out of date. Matter of fact, our 419, Chapter 419, doesn't even include recovery residences as a residence that has siting requirements or site selection guidelines. If you remember, those of you who were, and thank you again, Senator Harrell, for sponsoring the proviso, the state of Florida gave $110,000 commission to study of site location and site siting issues, site selection issues. And as a result of that study, we got the foremost expert out of Illinois who knows all about the blending between federal law and the ADA and the FHA and community ability to regulate. And he did a study which was very long, and if any of you read the whole thing, I applaud you. I'm sure Senator Harrell, you have, and Karen as well. But this study provides for the local governments the ability to adopt a consistent siting requirement across the state. In Palm Beach County and Broward, and I believe in Martin County as well, there's at least a half a dozen communities, including Palm Beach County, that have adopted similar guidelines, okay, similar requirements. And it's going to have some debate. Right now, we do have people from the League of Cities that are working with us to make sure that the local governments are on board with this. And there's kind of a carrot and stick, but it needs to be updated. 419, Chapter 419, site selection of community residences needs to be updated. This is great legislation, which I believe will be emulated across the country as well. So we'll look forward to the session. One last word, Florida Prosecuting Attorneys Association may have some priorities. We don't have them yet because of the late start, because of the elections. So if we do, at the next meeting, we'll let you know. Thank you.
Representative Skidmore, did you have a comment?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dave, for your service. I know you're sticking around, but we are going to miss you in your capacity. For the first time, I'm heading into my 19th session. As you know, I've been around a little while. For the very first time on a criminal justice committee and the justice budget committee subcommittees. So I'm going to need a little help with the learning curve from all of you. And I just look forward to working with you and helping get some answers and clarity on all the things that you're dealing with. So thank you for your service. I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you, Representative Skidmore. One of the people from our office that you'll be working with is Mark Freeman. He's our PIO and liaison to the public, and he's here today also. Mark, if you have Mark is used to be with the Sun Sentinel. He's a reformed person from the press. Yeah.
Senator Harrell?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And I too want to say to Dave Ehrenberg, we so appreciate all your hard work. I've been a partner with you way back in the pill mill days. And we worked very closely together for many, many years. This is my 23rd session, so over many different years. But you have been a leader in this. Palm Beach County is the leader in the country on dealing with substance abuse issues, whether it was pill mills, whether it's been sober homes and the problems in the fraud that was going on and the criminality that was going on and the addiction that was a result of a lot of that. So you've been the leader. We've been partners together. And I am delighted that you're going to stick around, stay in Palm Beach County, hopefully, and look forward to working with our new state attorney, Cox, and also, of course, Al Johnson. I can't say enough about the partnership we've had there for many years. And this is an ongoing issue. And the more we do, the more people find ways around it. So Palm Beach County is the leader in the country, and I want to thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you so much, Senator Harrell. Thank you for your leadership and your work. Thank you. Couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you, every one of you. You make a great team, Dave. You'll be missed, but you won't be far. That's the good thing about this. Alexa, I've got to know you on a campaign trail, and I love you. I think you're going to do a terrific job. And Al, you're the backbone of you're the quarterback up there. You do a great job, and I appreciate all your hard work. So thank you.
Thank you.
Scheduled presenters. You will have 3 minutes to complete your presentation. If members have questions, they will ask them after your comments have been completed. Please begin your comments by stating your full name clearly for the record. first presenter, and I'm going to probably murder some of these names, but bear with me. Dwight Chenette.
Very nice job.
Thank you, sir.
For the record, my name is Dwight Chenette, and I'm the CEO of the Area Agency on Aging. And in your packet today, you have a brochure, a 4-page summary of kind of the area agencies around the state, as well as our legislative priorities. So I'm going to be brief here today, but there are 11 designated area agencies around the state, and we each operate under a contract with the Department of Elder Affairs, and we provide seniors, adults with disabilities, caregivers, and families with information and referral and access to certain state and federally funded programs, including long-term care services under the Medicaid program. The programs we administer are cost-effective home and community-based services that help frail seniors remain in their home and avoid costly institutional care, such as a nursing home. The Department of Elder Affairs submitted a legislative budget request for increased funding, and today I'd like to just highlight 3 of those priorities that are important to this community. First is increased funding for the community care for the priorities that are important to this community. First is increased funding for the community care for the elderly. This funding would provide more than 1,200 frail seniors that are on a waiting list with assistance with home and community-based services and avoid or delay the need for admission to a nursing home. Second is increased funding for Alzheimer's respite care of $6 million. And this funding would provide 412 seniors off of a wait list services to provide family members support that provide important caregiver services to people that are affected with Alzheimer's and other dementia. Third is increased funding for home care for the elderly of $7 million. And this funding would provide over 1,800 waitlisted seniors with caregiver support or support for that caregiver and respite services for that caregiver. Caregivers are such an important part of our delivery system. We depend on those family caregivers, and we want them to continue to support our seniors. The services are delivered in each of these programs through a competitively procured process. Here in Palm Beach County, we have 2 lead agencies that provide those services. First is Palm Beach County Division of Senior and Veteran Services, and second is the Volin Center in South County. I appreciate the time today, and I'd like to recognize Senator Harrell for all of your support of the area agency system in recent years. We've been able to do more for our seniors in this community as a result of that, so thank you for your leadership.
Thank you. Senator Harrell, you're a rock star today. Next up will be Ryan Britton.
Good morning, Chair and Vice Chair, members of the delegation. My name is Ryan Britton. I'm the Vice President for Government Affairs and Economic Development at Florida Atlantic University. I come bearing tidings on behalf of myself as well as our President, Dr. Stacy Volnick. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning. I look forward to meeting some of the members that I haven't had a chance to meet in person yet. But here to talk about a handful of things that are going to be our priorities for the future, but to start with a thank you. The university is in a credible position because of the support that we've received from all of you, both in terms of your support up in Tallahassee and your support in the community of the institution. Florida Atlantic is experiencing record-breaking success, record-breaking enrollments, record-breaking applications. We are 31,600 students, our largest enrollment in university history. We have doubled graduation rates over the last several years. We have tripled research expenditures. The university is experiencing this historical success again, because of the support of you all and this community as it's rallied around this institution. As we is experiencing this historical success, again, because of the support of you all and this community as it's rallied around this institution. As we look forward to the future, we're trying to leverage that success to face the challenges that the state is facing. There's a tremendous emphasis that we have on healthcare as well as on education. We'll talk briefly about healthcare. We have been able to grow, because of the support of the legislature, our College of Medicine by 25%. We had 64 students in each class. We've taken that to 80 students of incoming doctors in each class. We've also been able to support our College of Nursing because of you all. We are going to run into some infrastructure issues, and one of our priorities is to 80 students of incoming doctors in each class. We've also been able to support our College of Nursing because of you all. We are going to run into some infrastructure issues, and one of our priorities is infrastructure support for those colleges. As we expand enrollments, as we increase capacity, we actually have size issues that relate, just like the state college here is dealing with. And then we have an exemplary K-12 educational institution many of you have been to and toured, our A.D. Henderson and FAU High, innovative education models. Unfortunately, the state is facing challenges as it relates to K-12 education. You're seeing declines in math scores and reading scores across the board. At FAU and at A.D. Henderson specifically, we're bucking those trends. You're seeing us beat state averages and also increase our achievement in math and reading. And so we've got a legislative request to help create an institute that'll leverage that success and share it with broader audiences and train educational leaders. And last but not least, we need to remain competitive in this marketplace. As we know, prices go up. It is expensive to live and work here in Palm Beach County. We want to continue to attract and retain the top talent that we have at the university and continue our trajectory to be an emerging R1 institution. As well, our R1 research institution, as well as a top 100 public university. So again, thank you so much for all of the support. We're looking forward to doing a number of good things across the board and to propping up our new Office of Ocean Economy. So thank you all.
Thank you, thank you. Next one is Ludwin Luck. I love the name.
I'm still going to give you an A for effort. For the record, my name is Luck Dwin Luck, or Luke Dwin Luke, depending on which variation you want to use. But for those who are newly elected, I just want to say congratulations. And I just want to introduce myself. My name is Luck Dwin Luck. I'm the regional manager for the current CFO, Jimmy Petronas. And so my office, as some of you may know, regulates the insurance industry. So insurance is definitely going to be a high priority or issue that many of you are going to be discussing. And my role, what I do, I go to these meetings. I can meet with community leaders and on these issues. And look, it's an issue that I believe that many people are really going to see what the state of Florida is going to be doing. And I just want to lend you my access to me as far as if there's anybody in your office or constituents that may need help from our department, because we have agents that can assist and mediate any insurance claims. And so I just wanted to make sure that you guys know I'm here. I know we have our contact here in Tallahassee, but for those who are local, I just want to, again, offer my assistance.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any questions? I see none. Thank you. Next speaker is Elizabeth Acomando. Next speaker is Elizabeth Acomando.
That was close.
Acomando. I could tell you.
Yes, yes, just in the background. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning to our esteemed delegation. I'm Elizabeth Acomando. Oh, hold on one second. We're going to start our video. Just going to play in the background. So thank you for that. And this just shows a little bit about the district. Again, I'm Elizabeth Acomando. I am the current president of the Board of Supervisors of Indian Trail Improvement District, also known as ITID, and I'm honored to be here today to tell you a little bit more about us, for those of you that may not know. Indian Trail was created by a special act of the legislature in 1957. We are a 298 special district that was created to reclaim lands through the creation of canals, swales, levees, dikes, and pumping, etc. We currently manage over 160 miles of canals, and not to boast, but we do have some of the cleanest water, so we're very proud of that. Within our legislative boundary of over 110 square miles are thousands of acres of citrus, cane, and vegetable production farms, along with 17,000 residential lots, which also include hobby farmers and equestrians. These are 1 to 10 acre lots with underlying land use of 2.5 to 5 and 10 acres. All zoned agricultural residential in the rural and ex-urban tiers. We build and maintain over 450 miles of road for nearly 50,000 residents via easement for their services and access, and the residents still own the underlying land. As a special district, the vast majority of our costs are borne by the residents via non-ad valorem taxes assessments. However, our staff does work diligently to apply and obtain grants to help ease some of that burden. As an example, this year we completed our equestrian park with an upgrade of 3 arenas for different disciplines. So we're very proud of that park, and we hope everybody out here will come out, and if you're an equestrian, please come and utilize our park. We've been working excuse me, on a road milling project for several years, which has proven to reduce the cost of road maintenance, and it's something that we can do in-house instead of having to bid it out, saving more money. Among some of the projects that we're working on is the rebuilding of our M0 outfall, and some of you may have seen that across your desk last year. This project will not only benefit the residents, but assist FWC with maintaining the water levels that we need for the Corbett Preserve. Another project is a 640-acre area to store stormwater, reduce flooding, and recharge aquifers as everyone is on wells. And this could have a regional benefit with a passive park, so we're very excited about that. One of our largest challenges that we currently face is the impact we're seeing on our roads due high-density development that is surrounding and within our ag equestrian community. In 2025, we'll be working with Dr. Delaney and Mr. Landerman on a strategic plan on how we're going to move forward in the current and future years. And we look forward to working with the county and the legislature to find solutions to coexist without losing the identity of our amazing community. And thank you so much, and we wish you all a very happy holiday and a wonderful new year. Thank you.
Any questions? Our next speaker will be Gail Coletta.
Good morning. My name is Gail Coletta. I am a resident in Palm Beach County, and I have been here since 1994. I would like to first congratulate all of you on being reelected or being elected for the first time, and I want to thank you for participating today. As I said, my name is Gail Coletta. I advocate for ending homelessness. An action that would ease homelessness is to require municipalities and counties to uniformly follow the sex offender residency restrictions in Florida statutes. Many of the homeless actually have places to live, if not for some of Florida's more extreme sex offender residency restrictions. They have homes with families who will care for them, but they can't live there. Why? Because in some jurisdictions, people convicted of a sexual offense in their past may not live within 2,500 feet of certain areas between the hours of 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Therefore, they are homeless at night and go home during the day to care for their families and to shower for work. These people have paid their debt to society and want to rebuild their lives, support their families and their communities. However, the Florida Registry causes a lifetime of repetitive cruelty by strangers, continual fear, ostracization, and difficulty finding housing for 33,000 people and their families. Statewide, 6% of people with past sex offenses are homeless compared to 1% of the general population. However, in some counties, Miami-Dade and Broward, for example, more than 25% of sexual offenders are homeless due to extreme residency restrictions. Today, a person who gives a Playboy magazine to their 15-year-old son could end up homeless and punished for life by our web of draconian laws. Lifelong punishment, even though there is irrefutable evidence that the registry has no effect on public safety. None. The measurable effects of the registry have increased homelessness and generational poverty. The state's residency restrictions prevent registrants from living within 1,000 feet of certain areas. However, across the state, numerous municipalities and counties and into areas. However, across the state, numerous municipalities and counties and individualized homeowners associations have enacted their own residency restrictions. The more extreme, the higher the homelessness. It is chaos that is difficult for both law enforcement and registrants to navigate. Following the state statutes uniformly can get these Floridians back home, making all of us safer and more productive. I testified on this issue in Geneva last year, and they were appalled. They could not believe our numbers on a global basis, how we stand up in Florida. Shocking. I would love to be a resource for any of you. My contact information is included in what you have, along with a copy of my presentation. Please, we can do better, and I'm happy to work with you. Have a happy holiday. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
For the presenters, our time clock is not beeping, so if you can keep an eye on it, thank you.
Next speaker will be Sarah Feiberg. Big.
Good morning. I'm Sarah Big. When I retired as a mathematics teacher in 2009, I began noticing some irregularities in my husband's thought processes. By the summer of 2016, I knew I could no longer leave him alone. Whenever I babysat my grandchildren, I started bringing him with me all the time. A month later, I asked my husband to read a book to our 6-year-old granddaughter. Later that day, my granddaughter said that Grandpa touched her privates over her clothing. All of this is documented in court records. After the offense, I took my husband for a full neurological evaluation. A brain MRI was performed. The results showed atrophy or shrinking of the brain cells in his frontal lobe. I was told that judgment would be a problem for him, but it was too late for me to hear that. Eventually, my husband was diagnosed with frontal temporal dementia, or FTD, a disease where over a third of patients have committed a crime, primarily because judgment is often the first part of the frontal lobe to be damaged. Some will steal, some will grope, some might have just stolen a piece of gum out of a store. But FTD attacks the moral circuitry. It erodes the parts of us that help us distinguish right from wrong. Even with the medical evidence we had to present to the court, The prosecutor in Citrus County and my husband's defense attorney told me that Florida statutes did not allow the courts to consider dementia for my husband's offense. My husband was Navy pilot for 24 and a half years, serving 3 tours in the Vietnam War, going up every other day into the air battles. He eventually was diagnosed with PTSD and given 100% disability with the VA. I was told that his years of untreated PTSD most likely caused the brain damage he suffered from. I did everything for him as he was capable of anything, including the defense. I did the defense. I did probation. I did the registration because I was told by everyone. I was told by the defense attorneys, prosecutor, probation, registration, FDLE agents, that it was the statutes, excuse me, that would not allow them to consider his dementia. I did not break a law. I was not required to do anything by law, but I knew if I did not fulfill all the requirements and laws, they all told me he would be violated and arrested. I did it to protect him. What I'm asking for is that you consider changing the language in the statute so that judges can consider dementia I'm not talking about a person who just stands in front of a judge and says, I have dementia, I can't remember anything. I'm talking about people who have medically documented proof of a neurocognitive disease, dementia, and that can be considered in all aspects of the criminal process, which it was not for my husband at all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions? Next speaker will be Laura Conway.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Conway. I'm the Executive Director for Palm Beach County for Lutheran Services Florida. Lutheran Services Florida operates Head Start and Early Head Start programs in Palm Beach County, Florida. We currently provide services to 2,073 children, which that equates to 1,872 families. We provide full-day, 10-hour instructional days, 5 days a week to meet the needs of the Palm Beach County families and children. We provide 222 days, so that makes 2,220 hour instructional hours. We provide an enrichment program that continues to meet the needs of children and families through a range of services and resources. But what I am asking here is for our services to maintained to keep stable and uninterrupted. Head Start is a social program. It's not only important for the children, even though we provide high quality early learning experiences that are foundational for children's cognitive, social, and emotional development. There are benefits for the children, which are social and economic, by providing a strong start in early childhood education resources. The achievement gap often observed in under-resourced communities, graduates of early childhood education programs are more likely to secure stable employment, earn higher wages, and break the cycles of poverty. Who do we serve? We serve families with that are under the federal poverty line. Right now, people can choose from 39 of our centers throughout Palm Beach County. We have in Riviera Beach, Jupiter, in the Belglade Zone, Pahokee, South Bay, Westgate, West Palm Beach, Lake Worth, Delray, and Boynton Beach. All of this, we have identified pockets of poverty. Where we serve the families there. Our staff are responsible to building trusting relationship with families by providing services that are responsive to each individual living situation, culture, beliefs, values, languages, practices, and traditions. We provide comprehensive services to these families by providing health, social, disabilities, nutrition, and mental health services. But if you're going to take something out of my presentation, is that we work with the parents to become self-reliant. When we create this trusting relationship with the parents, we enroll not the child in our program, but we enroll the families. And through this trusting relationship, we provide we create goals with the families, determining a needs assessment and a parent questionnaire. We track this in our software, and it is important that you know that in the school year 23-24, 163 families received housing assistance, 230 families received financial education and debt counseling, 443 families received mental health services, 394 received English as a second language, and 1,560 families received educational assistance. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Next speaker will be Lisa Williams-Taylor.
Good morning, everybody. Vice Chair, Vice Chair, members of the delegation. I'm Dr. Lisa Williams-Taylor. I'm the CEO of Children's Services Council, Palm Beach County, and I am here today to share with you our new strategic plan. So Palm Beach County, or I should start by saying as background, we fund over 600 programs across the county and serve over 170,000 families every year. So as you know, Palm Beach County, like much of the world, has gone through some pretty tremendous changes over the past few years. We have many more children that are struggling with mental health and behavioral issues, and many families that are struggling to put food on the table. For nearly 40 years, Children's Services Council has worked to really strengthen our community, from helping our new moms prepare for a healthy birth to making sure that eligible families have scholarships for childcare. But post-COVID, we were really hearing from our community that things were changing and some of the needs were changing. So we went through an intensive 6 months strategic planning process where we heard from a cross-section of residents. We heard from youth themselves, families, partners, some of our nonprofit providers, and members of this delegation were to also provide some feedback to us. What we heard was the community really wants us to focus on more positive, supportive social outlets for children, specifically ages 6 to 18. They want us to focus on behavioral and mental health services for children, help with basic needs. They truly trust our smaller grassroots organizations that really know the unique strengths and challenges of a community, and they want us to continue to strengthen our childhood system of care, which really focuses on children 0 to 5. So they really want us to continue to do that, but to do other things considering the needs of the community. So the response
holidays.
Thank you. Next speaker, Lauren Stife. I'm getting better as to go down the list.
Good morning. On behalf of the Junior League of the Palm Beaches, as we proudly approach our 85th anniversary serving Palm Beach County. We're an organization of women whose mission is to advance women's leadership for meaningful community impact through volunteer action, collaboration, and training. For those of you here today who we have met and worked with before, we want to thank you for your ongoing service to our community. And for those of you who are newly elected, we thank you for stepping up to lead, and we look forward to working with you as well. Our members are continually examining the needs of our community, and we strive to make a tangible impact through our issue-based community focus of education and literacy. Our members give thousands of hours each year in service to our community, and 80% of our time is devoted to improving student literacy. We're proud to report that one of our key initiatives, Little Libraries, has doubled in reach this year thanks to a partnership with Hedrick
reduce our need to deal with that trash later on. And then also support for a freight rail bypass along US 27 so that we can move our longest and most disruptive freight trains off of the East Coast corridor and bring them around the western area into the center of the state where a lot of the freight is going anyway. And then other things I'd like to highlight for you, we typically meet jointly with our sister agency to the south, and so when we do that, we're covering Monroe County through Indian River County, so 7 counties, about a third of the state's population. We've recently covered topics like property insurance and the silver tsunami, our aging population. So coming out of that was support for a national disaster pool to help deal with the reinsurance issue, as well as state-facilitated retirement programs for private employers. It's no financial obligation on the state, but the state helped do some of the back office work. It would help small companies provide retirement programs for their workers. Less than 50% have access to such a thing. And then also support for home-based care, which we heard a bit about this morning, as a way to help actually reduce expenditures by the state. And just wanted to end with, in my last 1 second, if you have any questions during the session on anything that you're dealing with, we're happy to help. bring some information to bear for you. And if you have any questions on what we've provided, I'm happy to answer them as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, let's-
You can applaud me. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Next speaker, Kevin Simmons.
I have a packet in your folder.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right click. Thank you. Good morning, esteemed members of the Palm Beach County Delegation. We ask for your sponsorship of the Aerospace Career Experiences and Training Program to support workforce development in Palm Beach County. I'm Kevin Simmons, Florida educator and aerospace entrepreneur with over 2 decades in the classroom and operating companies comprised of 10 to 18-year-old students. My students were the first middle school group selected by NASA to design, build, and launch a satellite. In 6 years, we've built and launched 3 satellites, are building our 4th, and created an annual conference at the Kennedy Space Center. Our 501c3 Wolfpack students have presented 110 technical papers in 8 countries and have been recognized with national awards over a dozen times. We seek opportunities to increase the aerospace workforce pipeline and address the existing shortage of aerospace technicians. Palm Beach County has a unique opportunity to inspire youth, strengthen our workforce, and solidify its role as an aerospace innovation. Palm Beach County's aerospace industry supports 20,000 jobs and generates $4.5 billion annually, yet workforce shortages in aviation mechanics and aerospace technicians threaten future growth. Although 75% of Gen Z are interested in STEM, only 29% pursue STEM careers, often due to a lack of engaging opportunities. Proposed by the Wolfpack, working with Palm Beach State College, ACET bridges this gap. With your support, ACET will inspire thousands of students and provide hands-on pathways to aerospace careers through 2 key components. The small satellite launch uses the Dream Big aerospace curriculum, where students from 5 high schools and PBSC will design, build, and launch 6 ThinSats within 18 months. They will build their vehicles and conduct high-altitude balloon missions during 1 school year. Suncoast and Pahokee Junior Senior High are 2 of the 5 schools expressing strong interest. The second ACET element is the Aerospace Technician Pathway. It consists of 5 phases and progressively engages high school students through existing PBSC programs and culminates with dual enrollment, certifications, AS degrees, and job placement in local aerospace companies. ACET prepares youth for in-demand, high-paying careers and strengthens our local economy. In 2023, we received funding thanks to Senator Powell and Representative Altman for a similar effort. We hope you see the value of ACET, and we seek your support as sponsors. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, what is the little box that young gentleman is holding?
Yes, Rowan, one of my youngest students, he's holding the actual size of the satellites that pre-college students here in the county have built and launched 3 times. This is called a CubeSat. It was originally designed to train graduate students how to design, build, test, and fly a satellite in the time that they were in grad school. But that was 25 years ago. So now what only nations or great countries could do, middle schools can do with enough help, enough support. So we think this is how you inspire the future STEM workforce. And with your help, we can reach a lot more kids in the county.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Quick question. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you so much for your presentation, and thank you for being here all day. So in your request for sponsors, I see that you have reached out to some members of the legislature. Do you have a sponsor?
We do not have a sponsor yet. We're very much interested in.
In the back of the room is my aide, Amy. If you would get with her, we'd be happy to talk to you about it. Seems like a great program.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker, Jackie Boone.
Good morning. I have to follow that.
Good morning.
All right, so my name is Jackie Bone. I'm the circuit director for the Guardian Ad Litem.
Can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. So I'm Jackie Bone. I'm the circuit director for the Guardian Ad Litem office. For those that are not familiar with our program, we represent the legal interests of Florida's abused and neglected children in court and the community. The children are appointed, in the dependency system, and they're appointed a guardian ad litem by a judge once the judge has decided the child should enter the dependency system. Every child appointed to the guardian ad litem office is assigned a guardian ad litem attorney, a child welfare professional, and a volunteer or a pro bono attorney if one is available. This representation model is national best practice. Our legal representation protects and advances the legal rights of children whose age and other limits prevent them from making their own decisions. We provide zealous, independent representation, and our office is the only party to a child's case that provides undivided loyalty to the child. In 2023, the statewide Guardian Ad Litem office represented over 34,000 children. We appeared in 531 dependency appeals, and of the decisions rendered in 2023, the statewide Guardian Ad Litem office won 97% of those appeals. This is an indicator of the high-quality representation we're providing. 2024 has been significant, and it's brought some great developments. For the first time in the office history, there were resources to represent every child that we were appointed to. Additionally, in 2024, and in collaboration with Hope Florida, the statewide Guardian Ad Litem office developed a new mentoring initiative, which was subsequently codified by the legislature and enacted into law on July 1st of this year. Our office works with dependent youth to get them a mentor, the ones especially that are about to enter adulthood. In November 2024, we celebrated a significant milestone and helped over 1,000 teens exiting foster care and identified a caring, stable adult for those children. We're always looking for more mentors. This upcoming session, the statewide Guardian Ad Litem office is requesting much-needed upgrade to our case management system and increasing child advocate manager compensation, and due to the federal reduction of the Victims of Crime Act, which is called VOCA, the office is going to be requesting 12 FTE positions to offset these losses. We thank you for your dedication to Florida's dependent children and your service to our great state. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next speaker, Evan Orlena. Did I say that right? Yeah.
Yes? Hi. Honorable members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Amanda Blomberg, and I am the mother of Lucas, a resilient 7-year-old who has overcome blindness, cancer, and now lives with the leftovers: ADHD, autism, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, and low muscle tone. His story highlights both his courage and significant gaps in our education system for children with complex needs. Last year, we spent well over $10,000 on therapies, tutoring, on needs the public school system and insurance were unable to meet. This summer, after enrolling Lucas in the only private dyslexia school in Palm Beach County, I witnessed the transformative impact of individualized support, yet the financial and systemic hurdles remain overwhelming. Today, I am here to urge action on 5 critical issues. Fix funding discrepancies for Step Up for students. Families of children with high needs matrix scores should automatically receive the correct funding. For Lucas, Step Up for Students repeatedly miscalculated his eligibility, delaying his start at a private school by months. He was wrongly awarded just over $10,000 instead of the $23,000 he qualified for. Also, Lucas Q1 funding taking 3 months to resolve just this week, when Q2 was already paid. These delays and funding errors are unacceptable. The Department of Education needs a clear escalation channel to hold Step Up for students accountable, ensure actionable matrix scores, and better communication. Every child with an IEP should automatically receive a calculated matrix score sent directly to the DOE. Parents should not have to navigate bureaucratic hurdles to secure basic supports for their children. Mandate dyslexia screenings and targeted interventions in public schools. Dyslexia screenings should be required in all schools and conducted by a qualified specialist. Generalized interventions fail children like Lucas whose specific needs require targeted instruction. Require private insurance to cover dyslexia support. Florida should follow New York's lead and mandate that private insurance cover dyslexia identification and remediation. This would ease the financial burden for families and ensure that children get timely support. And finally, guarantee Tier 3 intervention for medically affected children. Children recovering from medical conditions like cancer need immediate individualized academic support. Delays in intervention only compound their challenges and setbacks. Lucas' journey illustrates both the failures and potential of our system. Public school left him isolated and far behind, but with proper support he thrived, progressing from 3 years behind in reading to just 1 year behind in a few short months. Children like Lucas don't need any more excuses. They need action. Early intervention, individualized support, and equitable funding are not optional. They are essential. I urge you to act decisively to ensure no child is left behind in Florida like my son. Thank you for your time and commitment.
Thank you, ma'am. The chair would like to ask for a motion to extend for 20 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move we extend for 20 minutes.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Perfect. The next speaker, Evan Orlana. Nope. Daniel Hansky. Third time's charm.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Daniel Oshansky, and I am on the steering committee of Floridians for National Popular Vote, and I am the Palm Beach County District Chair. And before I begin, I want to thank each of you for the jobs you do, for your service, and for your sacrifice. I know it's not easy, but what you do has a big impact on people. I'm sure all of you know National Popular Vote is an initiative to elect the President of the United States based on the candidate who receives the most popular votes nationwide. You have material in your packets there that explain it. We work in Florida. We have visited with most of you, and I want to thank you because what we're looking for this year is what we were looking for last year, and that is co-sponsors. On the House side, Representative Mike Gottlieb has already introduced the National Popular Vote Bill. It's HB 33. Senator Jerry Thompson will be introducing the Senate version shortly. So we are looking for co-sponsors. Last year, Senator Polsky was the first co-sponsor. We were very happy to see. Representative Skidmore was very helpful when we were up in Tallahassee doing a lunch and learn on this topic. So we thank you for that. And we had other co-sponsors as well, Representative Casello, you as well. So in addition to that, this year we're looking for a hearing. We are only one of 8 states that has never had a hearing on the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact Bill. So it's time that it was aired publicly. People who oppose it, people who are in favor of it, we'd like to see that happen. So it's a simple process. I will end by simply saying I had the opportunity to visit many of you in your offices last year, and I will be contacting you again so that we can have a delegation come and visit you and explain the bill in more detail this year as well. So thank you again.
Thank you, sir. The next speaker, Juan Pablo Chavez.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. My name is Juan Pablo Chavez. I am the CSAJ manager for Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice. We are 14,000 crime survivors across the state and 200 crime survivors national. And we advocate for policies that benefit the most impacted people by crime and violence. With our advocacy arm, SSJ, we partner with organizations like Associated Industries, Florida, Associated Industries of Florida, and the Christian Coalition. So we appreciate the full support of the Palm Beach County Delegation for our past bill, SB 1154 and 1241. It passed it passed, and thank you to Representative Snyder. Unfortunately, it was vetoed by the governor, so a special thanks to everyone. You know, today we are looking ahead to move to collaborate with various stakeholders and expand our presence for trauma recovery centers across the state and advocate for legislations that bring public safety. Trauma recovery centers is a critical support to crime survivors and provide emergency assistance, mental health, and care and case management for people that have suffered a crime. These tools offer pathways to improve outcomes and reinforce safer communities. And probably you might recall our members advocating in Tallahassee in an advocacy day last January. We anticipate working with you in your delegation and city and county commissioners and our chapters statewide. We are advocating for trauma recovery centers, and also if you have questions, yes, you can contact us anytime. But our main goal is to bring trauma recovery centers across the state. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Members, we have 12 public comment cards. So, and for time purposes, we'll shorten comments down to 2 minutes so we get out of here in a timely manner. First speaker? The mayor, Steve Wilson.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I assume you guys shorten the time for a
We saw
wannabe
your
politician,
name
right? It's always a pleasure and honor to bring greetings to all of you on behalf of the Glades community, particularly today, City of Belgrade, where I have the pleasure of serving mayor. Mr. Chair, and to all you delegates, congratulations, and we look forward to working with you guys. City of Belgrade, our mission is simple. We want to continue to operate as a city to provide the needs for Palm Beach County, which is one of the fastest growing counties in the state, if not the country. Our vision is just clear. We want to provide the atmosphere where people can live, work, and raise their families. That's all we want. In order to make that happen, we have to do some makeup with our infrastructure. Look around this room, you all look good. Up there, you all look good. But every once in a while, when we wake up, we don't feel as good. Every once in a while, we have to do the things that are necessary to make us look good. Every once in a while. Well, the City of Belgrade have that same philosophy. Every once in a while, we need funding to continue with our infrastructure. For the last 2 years, our appropriation committee's request has been denied. And we're hoping this year that we have the blessing for this team and for the team in Tallahassee. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mayor. Next speaker, Jennifer Sellers.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Jennifer Sellers, and I'm here wearing 2 hats today, as we often wear multiple hats. I am the Chief Operating Officer of Mental Health America of the Palm Beaches, and I also am here representing Palm Beach County's Continuum of Care, the Homeless and Housing Alliance. We know that mental health and housing insecurity are often intertwined. The reality is that without stable housing, it is nearly impossible to achieve good mental health. Likewise, untreated mental health challenges can make securing and keeping a home an uphill battle. So today I just want to quickly share the Florida Coalition to End Homelessness and the HHA's legislative priorities for 2025. We're asking that you maintain current fiscal year funding for the Homeless Continuum of Care Staffing Grant at $5,205,056 recurring general revenue as supported by the Florida Department of Children and Families legislative budget request. The second priority is that we're asking that you maintain current fiscal year funding for the recurring base budget of the Homeless Challenge Grants at $20,016,822 as supported by DCF's legislative request as well. And then finally, we are asking that you make the $10 million non-reoccurring Homeless Challenge Grants appropriation for the fiscal year 24-25 reoccurring to better serve our unsheltered individuals and is also supporting the DCF legislative budget request. These investments are critical to ensuring that our continuum of care can effectively continue to address homelessness. I want to thank you all for your continued support and for your time today. Wishing you a happy and healthy holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The next speaker, Kate Renshin.
Good morning. I'm Kate Renshin from Wellington, co-chair of the nonpartisan Palm Beach County Voting Rights Coalition. And I'm pleased to say we're enthusiastic supporters of Supervisor of Elections Wendy Link, and we do that with our nonpartisan election protection poll monitors. I'm not here today to ask you for money. I'm here to ask you for something more valuable, your vote and maybe your co-sponsorship. Voting is the most basic of our rights and also our duties as citizens. It's usually the first step of citizens' participation in government. It makes us all feel included in this joint project. I'm here today to ask you for your support of the Harry T. and Harriet V. Moore Florida Voting Rights Act, a voter-friendly bill which has three main components. First, it would restore preclearance, a provision of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Secondly, it would repeal recent Florida laws which create barriers to voting, laws which limit access to drop boxes and vote by mail. It would make voter registration more accessible, and it would do actually make voter registration more difficult and threaten nonpartisan third-party voter registration organizations with harsh penalties that limit their work. The third part of the bill would add provisions to make voting easier, to expand voter access. It includes automatic voter registration, same-day voter registration, Election Day, a paid holiday, a database for returning citizens, reinstates permanent vote by mail, new rules on redistricting. I urge you to support this Florida bill and our expansion of voting rights, the key to our identity as a democracy and a country. And if anybody has any questions or concerns, I'd be happy to try to address them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next speaker, Demetrius Branca. Did I say that right? Close enough?
Yeah, it kind of depends on, if you're from New York. My dad was from New York, so he said Branca.
Right.
But my Italian
so
friends say
close enough.
Branca, so it's up to you, really. My name is Demetrius Branca. I'm here to ask for your help because together we can save lives in your community and across the state. I'm a dad from Tallahassee, and I'm on a mission to save lives. I'm a member of the Hands-Free Coalition of Florida, which consists of bicycle groups, cyclist groups, motorcycle groups, pedestrian groups, insurance companies, and law enforcement. Because every day in Florida, nearly 10 people are dying on our streets. In this county, Palm Beach County, there were nearly 24,000 crashes with nearly 15,000 injuries and nearly 200 fatalities. In other states that have passed hands-free laws with strict enforcement. They have seen a 10 to 25% reduction in traffic fatalities. That you can do the math here in this county. That would be 50 people this year alone who would be alive today. My son Anthony is one of those traffic fatalities. He was a joy. My son Anthony was a joy. He was everything a parent could hope for. He was funny. He was kind. He was smart, hardworking. He was resilient. And my sweet mother here will tell you that he enjoyed family gatherings because he thoroughly enjoyed the big Uno games we would get into, even well into his teenage years. Anthony was on his way to classes at TCC from his early morning bagel shop shift when he was run over and killed by a grown adult man who knew better and chose to look at his phone while he was driving. In 2024, I was able to usher a bill through the House of Representatives with sponsor Allison Tant from Tallahassee. That bill went unopposed with bipartisan unanimous support through all three committees it was assigned to. In the Senate, that bill died because one person in a position of power purposefully throttled the will of people, parents, cops, and good people everywhere who just want our kids and ourselves to get to work and school safely. I've been carrying a resolution around to the entire state, which has passed in Union County, Collier County, and is on its way to passing in Leon, Alachua, as well as the city of Gainesville and Tallahassee, urging you in the state legislature to do better. We can save a lot of lives. I'm looking for Senate Senate sponsors and House co-sponsors, and I'm here to ask for your help. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Christy, get us information.
Thank you.
Sir.
Mr. Chair, quick comment. Is Representative Tant sponsoring the bill again? Okay.
Yes, Representative Tant is sponsoring again this year.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next speaker, Maudine Gilzin. My assistant's not much help with the names.
Good morning. My name is Maydeen Gilzine, and I am with the Extraordinary Kids Foundation. Thank you for having me and allowing me to speak today. Today I come to you in request of an appropriations to be able to expand our services and support. Our organization for the last 8 years has focused on caring for children and young adults that have special needs and medical complexities, and we want to expand our services. The need in Palm Beach County is very great. I'm a special needs parent myself. My son is 22 years old. He has cerebral palsy and lots of medical needs. And so I know firsthand what the needs of this community is for these children. We want to be able to provide specialized equipment. Many of their equipment are denied through traditional insurances. A lot of our parents are underinsured or don't even have insurance at all. We also want to be able to provide support for the parents. Mental health support is so important. Many of our parents are struggling just to keep their lives together and to keep food on the table, and having a special needs child just compounds that. So we want to be able to have mental health practitioners and case managers that are able to help them and to help them navigate the services that they need for these children that are ever growing. We received a building. We have a 3,500 square foot location that we would be able to utilize to be able to provide those services. And of course, we need assistance in outfitting that building with the proper equipment for when the children come in, as well as having staffing to be able to meet the needs for what we want to provide to the parents. This is something that is extremely important, and I feel like if we were able to get sponsors to be able to come on board with us, I know we have support already, but we definitely need some Senate support to be able to get this appropriations pushed through. And a lot of times our population of special needs, of the special needs community, is forgotten, but I feel that with the team that you have here, that we can change that. So I would hope that you guys would be able to support this and get this pushed through.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next speaker, Christine Raymond.
Good morning from another extraordinary organization. My name is Christine Raymond, and I'm the Executive Director of Extraordinary Charities here in Palm Beach County.
Our mission is to ignite community change by providing support and resources that enable small nonprofits across Palm Beach County to grow and thrive. We operate a 16,000 square foot co-working venture that acts as an accelerator for 9 small nonprofits. It is very difficult for nonprofits, especially the smaller ones, to obtain all the resources they need. So we've created a community that allows us to leverage each other's strengths to benefit the weaknesses of our own organizations. We are very fortunate to have a workforce incubator in our building as well. We operate a culinary training program in partnership with several local restaurant and hospitality organizations that puts neurotypical and neurodivergent adults to work. So we are big advocates for our nonprofit community. We are seeking to expand and continue our work so that we can continue to foster collaboration among nonprofits. We're looking to open another nonprofit center somewhere else across the county, and we are very grateful for the support of all of our legislative delegation. If you haven't visited our nonprofit center, it's on Old Okeechobee Road, and we would welcome a visit. We'll even have our chef and culinary students fix you lunch. So thank you for what you do. Thank you to my nonprofit friends in the organization and in the building as well. And have a wonderful holiday season on behalf of Extraordinary Charities.
Thank you so much.
Certainly.
Next speaker will be Raymond Morse. Raymond? No? Dr. Elaine Rotenberg.
Good morning. Thanks for being here, to let me be here to speak to you today. My name is Dr. Elaine Rotenberg. I'm the Chief Clinical and Impact Officer of Alpert Jewish Family Service. I was here with my colleague, Mark Hopen, our CEO, who had to leave early. First, I want to just thank the delegation for supporting the legislation that helps make our Jewish community feel safe during these times of increased rising Jewish hatred. We appreciate your support greatly for allowing us to help last year provide help for more than 13,000 of your constituents reaching out to the Alpert Jewish Family Service. We serve Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie County. Just want to highlight one of our priority requests, and to thank you for funding for last year for this also, which was to highlight funding for our call service, which is our community access lifeline. And with one telephone call, one number, 684-1991, we are able to have a master's level social worker speak to somebody on the phone and do a comprehensive assessment to be able to connect them to the service that they might need. Sometimes when you call and you're needing help, you don't really know what you're wanting help for, you just know that you need help. So we really like using the master's level social workers who can do the assessment. The other thing I just wanted to highlight is our mental health first aid work that we're doing across the county, across the state, expanding further north as well. As we all know, 1 out of 5 people has a mental illness, and providing this education and outreach program, we've already trained more than 13,000 people in our county mental health first aid, and we're looking to expand that effort in the coming year. And thank you for your support with that, and it's good to see all of you, and I'm nervous because this was my first time speaking. Okay.
Did great.
Thank you very much. See you in Tallahassee.
Members, we have 4 more speakers. I would ask for a 10-minute extension.
So moved.
Thank you, Senator.
All in favor?
Next speaker, Reverend Margaret Smart. I have to pronounce the R's. I'm a Massachusetts guy, so.
Good morning. My name is the Reverend Margaret Smart. I am a Palm Beach County resident. I'm speaking on behalf of the many sex offenders that are on the registry and have problems. Families in Florida are the sex offenders on that registry also. The grandparents, the parents, the children, because a family member made a tragic decision. In Florida, being on the registry is for life, no matter what the offense. Being on the registry means our children are being treated cruelly at school, our spouses are being treated cruelly at work, or even in their later life in their communities. It means living with the law enforcement coming to the house day or night and terrorizing some of us. 33,000 Florida families live in constant fear that their loved one will be forced back into prison due to a paperwork error. According to the Florida Department of Corrections data analysis, in Florida, 11% of the registry are returned to prison within 3 years of release due to administrative paperwork errors. This is absurd. Why does Florida create lifelong harms for our families? Fear created by 2 decades of demeaning, further putting us in danger. People labeled as sex offenders have a low rate, 1%, of committing their crime again. They may go to jail or prison for a paperwork error, but not for another sex offense. Well, 95% of our sex offenders are committed by people not on the registry. Thank you for your assistance.
Thank you so much. Next speaker, Harry Folger.
Good morning still. Thank you for allowing me the time. I'm just going to probably reiterate what my wife has just said. My name is Harry Folger, a resident of Palm Beach County. Reducing crime, the change of penalties for sex offender registry errors from felonies to misdemeanors, provide registrants an opportunity to make corrections to errors in their registry information. And we're speaking about recidivism of sex offense. It's 1%, according to our Florida Department of Corrections data. The immense number of requirements that registrants must comply with per day or face prison are not only inconsistent from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, what I mean is from county to county, but increase every year, confusing both law enforcement and registrants. One real-life outcome: an older gentleman whose sex offense resulted in 2 years in prison in the 1990s just received 10 years in prison for failure to report an address change within 48 hours. With prison came losing his job and the family income. Sending people to prison for paperwork errors is useless and wasteful when 95% of sexual offenses are committed by someone who isn't on the registry. Thank you for your time, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker, Denise Rock.
Good morning. My name is Denise Rock. I'm the Executive Director of Florida Cares Charity, dedicated to improving the lives of the incarcerated and their families. We're here today to advocate for the establishment of an ombudsman's office for Florida prisoners, a necessity long overdue. Florida's prison system faces issues that directly impact not only those incarcerated, but also their families and their loved ones in your communities. Currently, visitors are met with unjust barriers. Visiting a loved one in prison should be cost-effective. It should be a time of connection, hope, and healing, but that is not what is happening. Right now, due to a vending machine change, the basic necessities like water has skyrocketed from just 4 weeks ago, where water was 85 cents, to now $2.20. Generic drinks that were 88 cents are now $2.70. Nutritious options for families, particularly for children, are non-existent. Sandwich machines are unreliable. They run out of food, they malfunction, and they force families to choose between eating and spending time with their loved one. vegan and gluten-free or allergy-sensitive options, they simply do not exist. When families advocate for solutions such as restocking food options and ensuring backup plans are in place, they are ignored. This lacks accountability and undermines the dignity of everybody involved in this process. An independent ombudsman's office would address these issues and other issues as well. The office would act as a bridge between the correction system and the public, ensuring that families are heard, that humane standards are upheld, and that solutions are implemented properly. We ask that you help the loved ones of your communities that are visiting so that they do not have to go hungry with their children in visitation while they visit. And you can do this by contacting the Florida Department of Corrections on this issue and supporting Ombudsman's legislation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The next speaker will be Richard Basilotti.
Good afternoon, delegates. Thank you for having us here today, allowing us to speak. Congrats on some of your recent elections. My name is Richard Basilotti. I'm a 55-year-old West Palm Beach native, 30 years in the acreage. 30 years I worked for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, where I retired as a captain. 15 of those years was out of the acreage. And I also was on the ballot, and I won my election for the Indian Trail Improvement District. I am being sworn in tonight. So State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg spoke about saving lives, and State Attorney Alicia Cox spoke about making our community safer and wanting to know how to do things like this. As an elected official, one of our most, if not our most important job is public safety. One way to make Palm Beach County the best of everything, safer, is to get with the city of West Palm Beach and to stop the continual litigation of the #1 road project in the state of Florida, State Road 7. This much-needed road, which has been planned since the 1940s, is crucial for the safety and well-being of Palm Beach County residents, including the acreage, Loxahatchee, Royal Palm, Wellington, all the way out to Belle Glade, Palm Beach Gardens, and even the city of West Palm Beach. Bless you. First off, State Road 7 will not contaminate Grassy Waters Preserve. That is a lie that was started decades ago by a handful of residents of the newly developed Ibis community back in the late 80s. This lie has grown into an indoctrination where residents truly believe their drinking water from Grassy Waters will be contaminated with the completion of this road. Grassy Waters is not the sole source of West Palm, which people want you to believe. Their main source of drinking water comes from Lake Okeechobee, which comes from the Kissimmee River, which comes from the parking lots of Disney World and surrounding areas of Orlando. This has been known for decades that this water is coming from those sources. In 2019, it was reported that West Palm spent $8.9 million fighting State Road 7. May I have one more minute, please?
Sure.
I appreciate that.
Sure.
$8.9 million. I have sources out of Palm Beach County told me back in 2019, $15 million have been wasted fighting this road. The completion of State Road 7 will provide traffic relief, evacuation routes. As far as saving lives, it will provide drastically reduced fire rescue and law enforcement response times and hospital transport times. I know this. This was my zone for a very long time. When we respond to these calls, fires, traffic crashes, what unfortunately happened to our deputies recently with the death of them, we need to get units there, and a lot of them quickly. State Road 7 is vital for access for law enforcement and residents of the western communities. What led me to run for office, and I'll wrap this up, was the amount of horrific crashes I saw in the acreage over my years. In 2015, I had to pronounce the death of a beautiful 18-year-old senior from Seminole Ridge High School, and this was the crash that got to me, and I kept seeing these crashes over and over. That's why I ran for office. In Florida, we believe in Vision Zero and Target Zero. There's no doubt in my mind that State Road 7 would definitely help to get closer to these goals. And I could speak for hours about State Road 7, and if anybody is interested to learn more, I know decades of history of this road and the hypocrisies associated with it. I would love to speak with anyone who
Richard, isn't that more of a county commission issue?
It is a City of West Palm Beach issue. The county,
West Palm Beach?
over the years, the majority of Palm Beach County commissioners want it done. The state of Florida wants it done. And the IBIS community controls the City of West Palm Beach because they have citywide elections. IBIS provides the most funds, and that's how they run their city, through IBIS, and that's a fact.
Fair enough. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for allowing me this last minute.
That concludes our list of speakers and presenters. Anything from the delegation? I adjourn. I'm looking to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Senator Harrell, you did it all today. Thank you.
Welcome to Inside PBC, where we highlight what's going on inside Palm Beach County. Veterans in our community will soon have the opportunity to engage in information sessions with staff of the Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County, and the staff will be on hand to answer questions related to benefits and housing for veterans. These individual information sessions will begin December 16th at Riviera Beach Public Library. The Palm Beach County tax collector knows paying your property tax bill in one lump sum can put a strain on your budget. You have the option to enroll in the tax collector's installment payment plan for property or tangible personal property. It separates your payment into 4 quarterly payments. Students, your entries are requested for the Student Showcase of Films. Florida student filmmakers, graphic designers, writers, and digital media artists have the chance to win a share of $30,000 in prizes just as the Student Showcase of Film celebrates its 30th anniversary. For all this and more, visit our website at pbcgov.com.
Welcome to Palm Beach County's Community Bulletin Board. Stay tuned to find important information on county services including Palm-Tran routes, road construction and closures, bids for county services, government employment, Crime Stoppers, PBC TV 20 programming, meet your commissioners, events and announcements, and much more. Thank you for watching Palm Beach County's Community Bulletin Board. Please check the PBC TV20 online program guide for future airtimes at pbcgov.com.
In this episode of The Art of Making Place, you'll discover how outside-the-box community art installations transform ordinary traffic signal boxes into extraordinary public art. Today we're perched near the shores of Lake Okeechobee in Palm Beach County's Lake Region, a major hub of Florida's agricultural industry. We'll hear from artists who call the Palm Beaches home and explore artworks inspired by the historical and contemporary aspects of the region's farming and natural environments. Join me as we discover that every artwork has a story and every artist a story to tell. It's so wonderful to be here with your original painting, Cane Fire by Night.
Well, I'm very happy to be here today.
The title tells all, but I know there's a story behind what inspired you.
I was driving down Highway 76 one night and there was a cane fire and I had to pull over and take some pictures because every artist in the Glades paints cane fires in the fields during the day. And so I stopped, took the pictures, and one thing that really focused was the intensity of the fire up against the black sky at night. It was something that I knew I had to paint.
Of course, the flames are so powerful, and then the blue, it adds not only the depth.
That night I saw that blue.
How has being a Belglade resident influenced this painting?
It is a very common thing that we see from October to March. We have, cane fires burning all around us. Definitely I wanted something that represented the Glades. And yes, we have beautiful landscapes. We have beautiful birds and animals out here. But this, if you ask people about the Glades, one of the things they will bring up will be about the sugarcane. It helps to support the economy. It hires these workers. It hires the tractor drivers. It hires the truck drivers, the people who work in the mills. So if you shut down sugar production, you would come close to shutting down the Glades.
Everything is connected refers to what? What are the elements that you've depicted here and the stories behind the connection?
I just found out that everything is connected. If you were thinking about culture and agriculture, wildlife, the people that live here, how they live, and everything is connected. That was kind of the conclusion of what I came up with when I put everything in the design.
You're showing sort of this duality of literally 1 foot in one realm and 1 foot in the other. What is the story behind this figure?
This young man is trying to catch rabbits. What they do here when they burn the fields right before the harvest of the sugarcane, it requires a lot of speed and agility to catch those rabbits with your bare hands. And a lot of NFL players are from this area, and they say that their speed and agility is because this is what they used to do when they were young. And so I depicted this left side of the young man as an NFL player. Maybe he's going to be in the future, or maybe it's his dream right now. And when I saw this project, the call to artist, I immediately thought about putting wildlife in my painting. And then, of course, the rabbit hunt that they do here when they harvest.
Tell us a little bit about your experience of creating something two-dimensional, then that was translated to public art in a three-dimensional traffic signal box.
What I did was to design on a longer piece of paper that had the dimensions of the traffic box, and I started folding it around. And after 3-4 times, I finally got it right, where it actually looks like this guy's running towards you on the front, and you almost look on the side from the other side of the box.
In the public art piece, as you say, it's like turning the corner. The figure is split on the two sides instead of on this one plane. Sweet habitat, sugarcane, birds. Some people might be surprised to know that in the sugarcane environment, there is this life.
Absolutely. That's why I chose this theme. The sugarcane industry kind of has a bad rep as being harmful to the environment. When the University of Florida research team studied it, they found that there were actually more types and more abundant forms of avian wildlife living in the agricultural areas than there were in the protected Everglades area. So it's been a boon as far as restoring native wildlife.
You are very fanciful in this composition, in your coloration. There's a sense that there's some reality to it, and yet it's highly imaginative and interpretive. Is that characteristic of your work?
I like to tell a story while I'm creating a public art piece in particular. So here the colors are extreme and fanciful, as you said. The characters, they're not perfectly proportioned. They're more whimsical and I hope recognizable, but you know, I don't want to make it too easy on the eye. I like the idea of people approaching my art quizzically, constructing their own story from what they see, from what I have put on the canvas, rather than just giving them a mirror image of something they see every day.
Tell us about your process. It seems you've got the various layers, how you came to pull this all together.
I have papers that were separately painted and cut up and collaged onto this to represent the intricacy of the sugarcane stalks. I like to incorporate found objects into my artwork. So if you look closely, you'll see a bit of a bull perhaps here. This wing of this bird is from somebody's Japanese porcelain tray that broke. So it's a mixture of the foreign and exotic. If you look closely, these are millefiori. These are actually bits of hand-blown glass that came from Murano, Italy.
Tell us a little bit about your experience of creating something two-dimensional that is then transformed into a three-dimensional object for the public to enjoy.
I get to research and learn about the area and figure out what the people in that community value about their area. What I like to think is I'm creating a landmark for them, for that community.
Renata, you painted sustaining life after learning about a terrible tragedy in the area. And this work is filled with inspiration and symbols and deep meaning.
I'm Brazilian and we have a lot of sugarcane in Brazil. I love sugarcane. We drink sugarcane on a weekly basis in Brazil. I love painting nature. I love painting people. When I start researching about the region, I read about the horrible hurricane of 1928. You know, it devastated the farming community, not just in the loss of human lives, but also of their homes. They came back from it. So I wanted something that represented the strength and determination of, of people to come back from something so horrible and come back and do better.
Within this composition, I know that you have a lot of symbolism.
So the birds in many cultures are symbol of a transformation, right? And freedom and power. I wanted people to look at it and feel uplifted. And I wanted to have a child with it because I think a child having pleasure and eating something delicious is always a sight and makes you happy and uplift you. The sugarcane is at home for so many species of birds. And this painting represents a lot to me also, because sugarcane is also something that is part of my country and part of many regions in Brazil of their economical advancements.
So often when I come to the lake region, it's just big open sky, big clouds, and yet we have a turquoise sky.
The electric box that I was assigned to is on top of a post. I thought straight away about having a blue background to match with it. But I want something that also jump out of it. So I put it a bit aqua into the blue, so it helped the pink and the green to come up. And also when you're looking at the sky, it doesn't completely match the color, just pops out a bit more.
Farm to table today is such a common phrase we hear, and yet your work is grounded in a historic moment.
Yeah, I think we don't often think about where our food comes from. This is a photograph by Marianne Post Wolcott. She took this picture in 1939, and it shows migrant workers packing cabbages. This really spoke to me because I was born in Cuba. We're willing to trade our geographical location for some financial security.
Take us through the process of jumping from a black and white still to a digital image, a vector illustration.
Essentially, it's a matter of breaking elements into their most basic components. I reimagined the composition using triangles alone. There's something like 6,700 triangles making up the composition. In my style, I like to take certain freedoms, but I also very much enjoy keeping a sense of anatomical accuracy. So taking this timepiece was perfect for that, because I could still keep elements of the black and white and then put color where I thought color belonged, such as the cabbages, which was a way to highlight why this is here, what we're doing here, and some other elements like sky blue. It's kind of paying homage to her work, bringing it in from 1939 and then putting a modern geometric spin on it through a style that I've developed over the years.
The experience of having your work be in the public realm, participating in an art in public places competition, how was that for you?
There's a lot of responsibility behind public art. Public art is a public service. It's good to research it and make it responsible, to bring out good themes, wholesome stories into the public realm.
And lastly, how is it different to create something, a two-dimensional mural, versus something that is three-dimensional and that has this wrap aspect, this kind of narrative that is not on a single plane?
It translates perfectly because I rely on tints and shades to make anything pop up. So when we have this box, it's really great to have that challenge of thinking about how it's perceived from each one of the angles. And also thinking that anybody who comes from any direction is going to witness just a little portion of it, but nevertheless might be invited to just kind of do a 360 and check out what the whole story is.
Gathering pays homage to the agricultural history of the region, and you've interpreted your subject matter in a contemporary style with very interesting, diverse materials.
The idea of a basket, which is very traditional, but with the coloration, the stitching, and the beading, and the media, makes it a little more contemporary and up to date.
When you look up very closely, these are small seed beads.
Yes.
And you're doing very fine stitching.
Part of the reason that I do this is I love stitching and beading, but the other thing is that I design my work to be enlarged. There's a value in seeing it up close and intimate, but the colors and the treatment of the canvas, at least in this particular commission, was designed so that when it was reproduced on a large scale, it would come across with that definition.
This looked like corn, and this looked like sod. Was that your intention when you were creating this?
Actually, it was just a lovely event that happens in the course of creating. A lot of times you don't intend for something to be, and then someone who's looking at your piece brings that to it. And that's very exciting for me as well. At the time that the artist call came out, I wasn't sure if my work was going to be on a traffic signal box that was elevated or was at street level. So I wanted to make sure that whether the person was just zipping by, paused at the light, or stagnant and just stopped, that they would be able to appreciate this. And the continuous design allowed that traffic signal box to be wrapped as if in a basket.
The name of this work is Gathering. Gathering of community, gathering of agriculture, gathering.
Historically, the produce, the harvest was gathered in baskets. Basket design does give homage to that history.
I love this behind the scenes look at the piece and the intricacy of every stitch.
This is not machine stitched. Every bead is hand sewn in there. A very meditative, slow, wonderfully relaxing process. Once I've determined where I'm going with the colors, it's just very methodical and peaceful.
Most people trim their trees the moment they hear that a hurricane is coming. But having a year-round trimming plan helps both you and the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. According to the Palm Beach County Extension Service, correct trimming makes trees more resistant to wind damage. So after the storm is passed, the amount of tree debris will be less, and the SWA can remove it faster. To learn more, log on to swa.org/hurricane. And happy year-round trimming.
As a gateway to the Everglades, it is no surprise that outside-the-box artists are also inspired by the lake region's natural environments. From Lake Okeechobee to native wetlands, let's immerse in nature through art that highlights the beauty of the region's diverse ecosystems while encouraging environmental conservation. This piece is related to the indigenous landscape and nature. And yet it is now living on public infrastructure, on a traffic signal box. How do you make that bridge as an artist, working with whose subject is nature, to being, in the middle of a small town kind of urban streetscape?
Most of us find ourselves today in this, urban, technologically driven world, but we're still so connected to the landscape. And I think that specifically adding public art to something unexpected, like a traffic signal box, brings this poetry or a poetic moment to passerby. At least that's my hope. Something like this would normally be shown in a gallery or in a collector's home or in a more traditional setting. But in making it accessible to the public, it makes art more democratic and accessible to all, and everyone should have that opportunity.
This piece was created before you knew about the county's Art and Public Places opportunity, and your submittal is based on a section of this whole work. Tell us about how you transformed this work to be relevant to the specificity of the Glades region and the Lake region.
When I started working on this project, I came out to Belle Glade with my watercolors and my notebook and my camera, and I started to collect visual information as well as emotional information. The color out here is really remarkable. I came out at sundown, so I was able to see the transformation of the landscape through color and light, and the color completely transformed more than anything. Blues and then the oranges that come in with the sun, and the way that a blade of grass can completely change color. It was really beautiful, and the sound of the wind, the feeling of the grass, on my feet, all of these things influenced my decisions in making the final work.
There's a feeling that we're in a specific place when I look at this work, with the water and the bright sun. It's this, on one hand, it's a specific moment captured, and yet it's dreamlike.
I came here one day in a late afternoon to explore the area, to get inspired and know better how Belle Glades develop and what is surround the area. I took pictures and I noticed this plant abundant and the water surround it, and I noticed the birds and I didn't see any alligator, but we implied that maybe somewhere. This plant is very interesting. It extends the whole South Florida and Americas, also West Africa. Thalia geniculata is the scientific name. I highlight the colors of the water to imply how abundant water is in South Florida. And also the yellow, bright yellow, is the sunlight we have mostly the whole year.
And Alligator Flags has a story behind why it's called, the common name is called alligator flags.
Yes, it's also called fire flag, alligator flag, because alligators live on those areas, and other animals can be alerted by this movement. I think suggests that alligator is somewhere here.
This work is a depiction, homage of sorts to a native habitat, very different from the small downtown in which it is situated as public art.
I think when people go to work, maybe they don't have time or curiosity, but seeing this piece, they can make them curious and go outside and look for those places, discover those places, and help to preserve them.
The alligator, the lilies they're the showstopper in this piece.
As a nature painter, I was inspired by the environment of the lake region. The obvious choice for me was Lily Gator, this painting, which highlights the alligator and the environment of the lake, which are the lotus flowers and the lily pads. I took a photograph of an alligator from above, looking down, and it was the evening sun, and the armored skin of the alligator just shone and glistened in jewel tones. So I wanted to really capture that, as I thought it was really unusual. And my process involved me painting rainbow color detail on the alligator, layer over layer, just along his scoots on his back. And that gave it that illuminescence kind of look.
I think that the coloring, the way that you have depicted the alligator, it feels more friendly.
I wanted to depict the alligator in a unique and a fun way, and because of the luminescence and because I paint color is my thing, I wanted to highlight all the colors, accentuate them, make them brighter, more vibrant than they probably really are, and even in the water. And it just is a really peaceful scene, because the alligator was just gliding through the water, and I wanted it to be a girl also. That's why she's called Lily Gator, which is kind of not as ominous, I guess, as a big male alligator. So I think she's just more attractive.
We hear stories about people running away from alligators, and yet you come up to this on the corner on a street and it draws you in.
I wanted it to appeal to all people, young, old, you know, tourists, locals, everybody, and I think it's very relatable. Once you get up close as a viewer, you can see all the detail of the alligator, and even when you're driving by on the street, you can still view it from a car. And I placed the lily pads strategically so that there was viewing interest on all sides of the box.
We have quite a collage of critters that we see sometimes and more often here in Palm Beach County.
That's right. The inspiration came first starting with the duck, and I felt like in a children's book kind of way, he needed some friends.
What is it that drew you to this central character of the Muscovy duck?
They're always there. If there's a lake nearby, you see the little ducklings grow up from, you know, it's funny seeing them, you know, growing up yellow, gray, to get in their colors that they do now.
The Muscovy duck is not indigenous to the area, while you're including friends that are. They're a different kind of a snowbird, someone who has made this their home.
It was just really thinking of what animals might coexist well physically as well as in a painting, and ultimately trying to think of people who are passing by and they can at one glimpse see the wider range of animals that are living with us in our county.
What prompted you to feel that you wanted to engage passersby with the animals of the region?
I want people to pass by and immediately get a glimpse, a reminder that they can look up and see the beauty and art that's around them. Basically asking them to, you know, look up and think outside the box.
This collage, this composite, is done digitally.
It is digital. I created it on an iPad and a stylus. So I am physically hand drawing everything, but the way that it works on the iPad, I can zoom in and really work on the details of a character and come back out and work on the composition. Being digital, I can work on it and move some of the elements around to make sure that every side of the traffic box can be seen and there's a character looking back at people.
You reference it as characters. Is there a story? Do you have a narrative that goes with this piece?
So I was thinking of creating them when I was, you know, reading books to my son. So to me, they're characters that we see every day, and they're characters that live with us here in our county.
In this episode, we've seen how artists and the public art they create reflect a community's unique sense of place and enhanced streetscapes for all to enjoy. I invite you to experience these art places in person or virtually through Palm Beach County's Art and Public Places website.
Welcome everyone to a special segment of In View, where we are shedding light on a critical issue that affects countless lives around the world, human trafficking. I'm your host, Winter Jones, and today we'll speak with two individuals who are dedicated to combating this horrific crime, and we'll learn about the work being done to create solutions and resources for those